Mm. Well, that threw a little bit of a wrench in. I'm sure it's not just mine, but a lot of people's plans. So there's something that needs to be discussed regarding Epic Games. And I'm not gonna act like it's something you don't know about. It's obviously the mass layoffs that just happened. Um, I need to give my thoughts on everything. And to be honest with you, it's been a very complicated couple of days for me. I would say couple of weeks actually. This is it's been tough. The last time that Epic Games did like a or had like a layoff situation, it affected my channel pretty drastically. I didn't really handle the situation well. And this time the layoffs are significantly worse. And the last, I'm going to say, maybe week and a half of my life has been a little bit rough. Um, a lot of it's personal life stuff that I'm not gonna talk about. But I mean, I've been mostly handling it. I would say somewhat better than I would have 2 years ago. Um, but I will say that this whole situation has kind of made my mind a little bit worse for wear. And it's really it's really difficult to put all of my thoughts down on paper because I feel a lot of different things, right? A lot of different things. I do want to kind of give my general thoughts here real quick. And they're very similar to many others, you know. In my personal opinion, I think that ultimately this was an unnecessary decision. There were other things that Epic Games could have done to keep from having to let go of that many employees. I feel as though they could have done that. The main one that I reckon is the 40% creator payout, which I still firmly like. I feel as though that's ridiculous. I've thought that for like over a year now, and that's ridiculous, and it ended up kind of biting them in the ass. At least we can theorize that it did. I also feel as though they've just been making some strange decisions. Like, and I'll just click over to it. The V-Bucks change has been, well, it's just been not good, hasn't it? I think that if we and I have a little bit of a different opinion here. I feel as though if they had just gone ahead with the V-Buck changes and not much else, even the Battle Pass V-Buck changes, I would have rather those been the case than us lose over 1,000 employees. because we lost a lot of talented people that work on this game that keep this game afloat, essentially. Um, and I think it's a bit. It's just depressing, isn't it? And I firmly believe in terms of the people that I think we need to blame. It's all the higher ups. It's all the higher ups. I saw an account online. I won't say the name because generally I don't like that account personally, but they posted one tweet that I agree one tweet that I agreed with. Um, Pretty much just detailing like every single higher up and saying like this is like Tim was the only one who quote unquote gave an apology, which if you ask me is kind of half-assed. I saw people that were like, "Oh, this is ChatGPT." I am not that insane to just theorize that this person just used AI because I think I would rather believe that they just gave a half-assed apology that they actually genuinely do not mean. And it really comes off as though he didn't care, specifically Tim Sweeney didn't care. But I do believe that the blame should not entirely be put on him, and it should be put on the other higher ups, shareholders, and especially the HR team at Epic Games. I feel as though all of them are to blame for this situation. I say the HR team because it just legitimately sounds like they didn't instruct them, and so they just looked at a dartboard and picked at random, and it's a shame. It's really a shame. It's really a shame. I'm recording this on a whim, so I don't have like a list of people who've been affected, which I wish that I had done that. But um I know that Endy, who's a Fortnite YouTuber in the space, had made a video where he put together a pretty good list of all the devs who got let go there. um the most the thing with me, like the way this is affecting me personally, is difficult. Again, I want to save kind of like the sob story here, but this game is like one of my favorite games of all time. It has been there for me in my darkest moments and for me in my brightest moments. It's a game that I've always been able to connect with people on and just enjoy with everybody. And it's difficult to engage with something when shit like this happens. And people are rightfully upset. Rightfully, I'm upset too. But I'm kind of the one person who I will remain like I don't intend to quit Fortnite. I don't intend to do that. I know a few people who don't intend to do that either, and it really sucks because we have what is, in my opinion, one of the best seasons that we've had in a while here. It's legitimately like this season, Chapter 7, Season 2, at the time of recording this, is legitimately one of the best seasons of all time. And I want to continue to play it because those devs who got let go worked on it, as well as the people who are still at Epic Games worked on it, you know? But I feel as though if I continue to do that, it's gonna be like it's a difficult situation. You almost feel guilt playing on something, you know? You almost feel a weird twisted sense of guilt, but I still want to experience and engage with and play the game that they worked on so hard, and I want to continue working on the game that all or working playing the game that all the devs are still there are currently working on. I can't imagine what's going on at Epic right now is anything enjoyable. I understand they had a meeting today, and I even saw a tweet from somebody who's at Epic who, like, they even said they weren't able to say anything specific, but they said, like, they're still feeling as though the future for the game is still very bright. And I think that's an important thing to latch on to. In anger and disappointment and sorrow and all those negative emotions one rightfully feels in situations like this, it does get very difficult to latch on to positive feelings. I don't personally find that difficult because those positive feelings are, well, they feel good. They feel better than negative feelings. And I'd rather feel excited for something like this game's future than worry. And to be honest, I'm feeling both. I'm legitimately feeling both because this chapter still is shaping up to be a great chapter, but also I'm fearing for what's going to happen after, or even in like the seasons after this season. Like, are they going to be nearly as stable with some of the key people that we lost in all of the layoffs? I just feel as though it's just difficult. It's difficult to get my feelings out in the open. What I can assure you guys of, a couple of things, just to kind of state what's gonna happen, I guess, with me and the channel, because I'm generally unsure. I'm still thinking about that. I do still want to continue to make videos, but I'm going to be a bit patient to do that this time because of this whole situation. If I were to come out with a video essentially, which I'm just gonna be honest, it's what it would be, glazing the season, it wouldn't, I feel as though people wouldn't respond well. And if I were to go and well, I mean, I don't know. So I'm gonna be a bit quiet in terms of like Fortnite for the next couple of weeks. I think I'm gonna wait to fully make a video on this season until maybe an update or two have passed, and then I'm gonna give my I'll do mid-season thoughts, because I feel like at that point things will, for lack of a better way of putting it, have blown over, and we can kind of start making somewhat normal content again, I guess. And then once that's said and done, hopefully we can continue to have mostly positive vibes on the channel, I guess. I want to just be hopeful is all. As I want to be hopeful. The only things I have left to say, again, to reiterate, are I'm not going to be quitting Fortnite. I'm not going to be really spending much money anymore on the game, just to be completely honest. I don't think that they deserve even a single cent of my fucking money right now. Especially since they have done this, and at the end of the day, all I can say is fuck Epic higher ups. Fuck every single person at that company that is in charge of this video game and Unreal Engine and all of that. And I hope that you all feel great guilt and shame, which I know you don't, for the actions that you have done today. Well, not today, but a couple, like recently. which again I know they don't, because there's no such thing as a good CEO. There's just no such thing as a good CEO. I don't want to hear any single excuses. There is no such thing as a good CEO. But let's not act like this is only Tim Sweeney's fault. He's still very much at fault, but let's also direct the blame towards people like Mark Rain. Let's attach the blame to other people as well. I love Fortnite, not going anywhere, but I need some time to figure out how to handle the channel moving forward. So I appreciate all of you who stick around. I appreciate everybody who are kind of going through the same shit. And if you end up leaving the game, that's acceptable. If you end up not wanting to watch my content because I chose to stay, that's acceptable. I understand the game is run by shitty fucking people, but I'm sticking with the game for the game and not because of these fucking corporate overlords who are genuinely fucking evil. I made a whole season of my BR map based on how rich people are fucking bad. So yeah, I think that should say pretty much everything in terms of how I feel. um I really don't know how to do an outro. I'm gonna just end the video here. This is not gonna be an edited video, but yeah, have a good night. I love you guys.